Well, my name is Major Harold Poff. I'm the Allen County Coordinator, Corps Officer, Pastor, Administrator, Chief Cook, and Bottle Washer of the Salvation Army, Fort Wayne.
Major Lynetta Poff. My position would be, administrator with my husband and Corps Officer or Pastor. People are familiar with our aspect of social service and providing assistance to family in need in our communities at Christmas time especially, but most of the time they know about us throughout the year. But what they don't realize about the Salvation Army is that we're first and foremost a church and that we have a congregation that meets on a regular basis for worship. We have a vision to make this facility, since it is such a nice facility, to make it accessible to the community.
The system that was here prior was not particularly designed for this space. It was a system that was available.
It's quite embarrassing on Sunday morning when you're leading worship to have a trucker come through your sound system.
You know, we're 10 years overdue in really having an adequate sound system for this facility.
The challenge that was presented to us here in the chapel at the Salvation Army was to provide a sound system and a video system that would work all the time and would be something that would be high quality, and not just for their purposes, for their Sunday morning chapel services, but the kind of things that they could use to draw events and renters to this facility so they could use it as a beacon in the neighborhood, as well as potentially a way to pay some of the bills. I did a couple of loudspeaker designs, but the thing I settled on was the Bose room match system. So that let us match the coverage to the room. I'm sounding like a broken record, but Bose named it appropriately. It enables us as a system designer to keep the extra high frequency noise from splashing on hard surfaces, so it's focused on the audience area. This was a very tricky proposition because of the shape of the room and the fly height we're able to use. But I was able to get the right boxes to cover even that center aisle down front remarkably well. We have standing height in the back row, seated in the front row. It's really awesome. We used one of the Bose RMS 218, so it's a double 18 subwoofer that is a sub 30 box. In this case, we put it in the air. The loss from not having it boundary loaded is unnoticeable because this thing will kill. We did the balcony with 5 of the Bose Roommatch Utility 208 speakers, so it's like a mini Roommatch slice. We used one for the balcony monitor, which you may be able to see over my shoulder here. Each of the side parts of the balcony have 2 of these speakers to cover them as individual zones, but there is enough overlap that we chose to make those stereo zones as well. So the system is really glorious. They can mute the balcony. It's on a matrix off the Allen and Heath iLive system. The rest of the sound system, again, I've just mentioned the iLive. It's a T80 Surface with an IDR 32. One of the reasons why we went with this system is the ability to easily mix it from an iPhone or an iPad from anywhere in the building. Inputs to this system, we completely rewired their floor boxes with 3 brand new floor boxes. The DSP in this case is a Bose control space. We're analog in from the IDR, light pipe out to 4 of the PowerMatch 8500 network amplifiers. We landed 6 new Sennheiser wireless mics, 5 handhelds, and 1 ear set for the Major to speak with. One of the other cool things we did, because this facility has a very nice grand piano, we put in one of the Earthworks piano mics. So this is a bar with 2 fancy little Earthworks condensers on it that is glorious. We've put them in other places, but this is the best sound system we've ever got to hear one on. The piano is wonderful in here. It's very simple. You set it up one time, piano lid can be closed, can be open, it doesn't matter. There's no boom stands or anything to mess with. It does take 2 inputs, but it's the shizzle, and you should get one. We'd be happy to help you with that. On the video side, we have 4 matching BenQ high-def widescreen projectors. We put 3 new screens in, 2 large or medium-sized ones, if you will, on the sides, a large one in the middle that's motorized. The video transmission and switching gear is all Kramer. There's a presentation switcher that has inputs from the stage, HDMI and VGA from the booth, as well as an Apple TV that we put in, so a guest speaker or one of the local speakers can pop the right device on, grab the Wi-Fi, and boom, they're on the air very easily. Several years ago, the little government had to have somebody remove the asbestos, which the contractor that did that at the time actually took the whole ceiling out. When they put the ceiling back in, there was no support structure for any little Circle City Audio people to walk around on. So we had to build a catwalk system to be able to do our steel work. The steel is great, the building's great, it's just we couldn't get to where the heavy steel was. So our first couple of days here was actually spent building a safety system so we could actually work in the building.
My name's John Woods. I'm the maintenance director. I take care of the building, and I'm also a member of the church here. You can understand, you can hear the different people singing on the mics now, coming out the speakers. It's so much easier on the ears, where before you want to get up and leave. Now everything's just nice and smooth, and the video's a lot easier to read.
I haven't seen anything that wasn't done well or could have been improved on. I was very pleased with the amount of time it did not take. You guys were in, you got your work done, and you were out. One Sunday we're using the old stuff, and the next Sunday we're using the new system. And Andrew was here to make sure we didn't blow it up. It was awesome.
Andrew hit it out of the park. He was he's been very helpful with the training, which was another thing that pushed me toward Andrew, was his willingness to train beyond one or two times, to kind of always be on call if we had a glitch or a problem late down the line. And he's hit it out of the park. He's very personable and very easy to work with.
Is that for the first time in almost 5 years we've been here, the sound system is not an issue.
Good work, done well, done quickly.
But you guys are an excellent company to work with, I feel. And I've worked with a lot of different companies here in remodeling and stuff, and you by far have been the best company.
Well, I hope I don't have to do another sound system in Fort Wayne. But if I did, I'd call you guys again.